So I believe I have some sort of rescue fantasy. As a youngster, my childhood was terrible. My child was terrible. It was absolutely awful. Over and over again, my body got attacked. People laughed at me, humiliated me. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody gave a damn. And if I tried to do anything, that distinguished myself, if I, joined the basketball team or the academic team, or if I did anything that, tried to better myself in the world, it would piss them off. They're abusers. They got to enslave you. They got to make you do the dishes. They got to make you do the tobacco. They got to make you eat a bunch of nasty dog shit. Now, I made this dog shit, and you're going to fucking eat it whether you like it or not. Now, I don't care if it means sitting right there for 2 fucking hours. You're going to eat the dog shit, motherfucker. You're going to eat the fucking dog shit. They're cruel motherfuckers. They're cruel motherfuckers. And so when I think about it, yeah, man, not only should somebody have talked to me and said, hey, you deserve better. You deserve better. I mean, Maslow's hierarchy of needs says not only do you need security, but you also need food, water, clothing, warmth, shelter, shit like that. I was malnourished. So I wasn't getting the food and water and the clothing and the nutrition. I wasn't getting my basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I wasn't getting my basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I definitely identify with the oppressed. I identify with Anne Frank. I identify with Jaycee Dugard. I identify with Frederick Douglass. You're goddamn right I identify with the oppressed. And so when I think about Jaycee Dugard, Anne Frank, and Frederick Douglass, really, I mean, we should think about Ukraine. Because, I mean, when Frederick Douglass is getting his ass kicked, when Jaycee Dugard is getting raped in the backyard for, decades, I think for 20 years, right? And then Anne Frank, she's sitting there, waiting for us. She's waiting for us. In the annex, right? Clearly the world is going to see this fucking evil and the world is going to stand up and do something, about this shit. Clearly, right? When I think about Ukraine, I wonder if they have a rescue fantasy. I wonder if Ukraine was sitting there telling the entire world, this fucking Putin keeps treating us like shit. This Putin keeps treating us like shit. I swear to God, I feel like this Putin's he's gonna fucking invade us and kill us and, level Mariupol and then, rape, murder, pillage, destroy, steal, hurt, injure. I feel like he's gonna fuck us over like royally. I feel like this goddamn Putin is gonna fucking royally fuck us over. And then they told everybody and they kept saying it and nobody gave a shit. People just dismiss them and make a whole bunch of excuses for, why would they dismiss Ukraine's concerns? Oh, Ukraine, you're fucking crazy. Oh, Ukraine, I'm sure it's overblown. So I had a stalker, somebody that was fucking with me. And I told this guy that I had just met, what was going on. And he was over at my house and he walked around my house and then kind of was like, I don't see no stalker. Where is he? Oh, he's not here right now, you dumb motherfucker. But that was it. That was all he wanted to prove to me. Instead of saying like, damn, you're kind, you're good. I should have your fucking back instead. Oh, you're kind, you're good. You smiled at me. Good, I own your ass. Fuck you, motherfucker. I want good, kind, polite, lawful people in this world. I'm tired of you manipulating and exploiting fucking goddamn lying, cheating, cruel pieces of shit. Even capitalism is based upon, a fair and square deal. You guys ain't even fucking capitalists. You guys are just a bunch of thieving ass fucking Neanderthal savages. You guys are just fucking... Yeah, no wonder you freak out when I talk about a civil society. A civil society? What? It's not all y'all, but it's just been a fucking crazy ass journey, that's for goddamn sure. I had a rescue fantasy. Lucy would drop me off at Barbara's house. Barbara would hit my body, and Lucy didn't give a shit. It's almost like they were laughing about it the whole damn time. In fact, Barbara would come around, and they would make fun of me because, I'm a little boy or whatever, so just sitting there, what, you like... They were getting, she bought Barbie dolls and stuff for my sisters, and so, I was wanting some attention. I wanted someone to talk to me, and it was, shiny lights and shit. What, are you gay, huh? What, are you gay? So I got my goddamn fucking mother sitting there calling me fucking gay and shit. But that's because Barbara's in my life, and Barbara's beating the shit out of my goddamn body. I mean, what the fuck does it take to get a goddamn abusive fucking mother to give a shit about? Like, basically, she loved her abusive daddy. So if you're if you're a violent man who made her, goddamn do the dishes, she'll respect and love you. But if you're a nice, kind, loving boy, I remember people indulging her and saying, the boy needs a father. The boy needs his father when she was separated. But really, she, wanted a man. She wasn't talking to me. She didn't give a shit about me. Kathy's going to twist my arm. She's going to defend it, her for doing it. So I defended myself. I stood up for myself. But it was very important for the abusers to make sure that I was nothing, that I'm nobody. And so, God, when I think about, like, what the fuck? Why did they have me? Just to goddamn beat me? Just to hit me? Just to abuse my body? The world was shitting on them. They had no power. So behind closed doors, who gives a fuck? Fuck this little cute little... And it was impossible. I got one abuser telling me to make straight A's, and then I got the other abuser sitting there, getting resentful and jealous. Oh, you think you're smart, huh? You think you're better than everybody? Motherfucker, I have to make straight A's. What the fuck else can I do? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're watching this whole goddamn fucking scene unfold. And then to top it off on the, the sickness, whenever, there's violence, it's insane, it's crazy. But shit, it makes you feel alive, doesn't it? Motherfuckers getting 5-course meals. I'm being malnourished. And so, yeah, God, it would have been nice for somebody to come fucking save me. At the very least, tell me I deserve better. At the very least, tell me I deserve better. So how many times did Ukraine speak up for themselves? They have to stand up for themselves, right? And then I guess if Russia's going to take them out, then they're going to take them out. But at least they know that the danger is there, and they're going to have to stand up for themselves. But if they stand up for themselves, then what? You think you deserve a right to defend yourself, Ukraine? Fuck you. They warned us. They felt like Putin was going to murder them, rape them, rob them, take everything away from them. You pretended like Ukraine was crazy. You didn't listen because you don't care. You don't have a conscience. You don't have a heartbeat. Even if you did believe them, you're not going to do shit about it. You're not going to do... What the fuck are you going to fucking do, huh? Yeah, boy, you're on board now. Boy, oh, great. Fucking Johnny Nobody's on board, huh? You didn't want to have to do anything. So you made up a bunch of reasons not to give a goddamn fuck. When they came for the trade unionist... You didn't stand up. When they came for the Jews, you didn't stand up. When they came for the communists, you didn't stand up. And then when they came for you, there was nobody else to stand up for you. So what Ukraine has to do is stand up for themselves, strengthen themselves. If they have any allies, get their friends on board. But, yeah, it's do or die. Are you my fucking friend or not, motherfucker? Okay, then fuck off. Nah, that's too fucking late for this shit. Nah, no, motherfucker. I'm fighting a goddamn war here. Invite you over so that way you'll, fuck me over for Russia. Fuck you. Nah, you don't have a conscience. You don't know right from wrong. You wouldn't give a shit if your neighbors are being raped by a gang of thieves. You can't stand up for your own kids. You can't stand up for anybody. You're a wicked motherfucker. You guys are wicked motherfuckers. So yeah, not only it sucks that I was getting abused, but fuck, why was everybody else so okay with it? Why is everybody so okay with it now? When you motherfuckers meet the abusers, you'll, from what I can tell, you guys fucking, they're nice to you. And they have to be nice to you. They have to be nice to you. Because they need to be cruel to me. Their entire world is about being cruel to me. So if I said, hey, these people were cruel to me, and then they're nice to you, then you say, well, hell, they were nice to me. Maybe he's just lying. He's making it up. Fuck him. Well, shit, that's what they did to me to begin with, now, wasn't it? They got to be nice to you. They're dedicated child abusers. They can't fucking... They can't reassure me their cruelty falls upon me. And maybe I was the scapegoat. Maybe that's what brought them together. The more I think about it, the more I'm just fucking disgusted by it. I mean, it sucks that this shit happened, but it's like, even today, they'll say stupid shit today. Jaycee Dugard got raped in the backyard. How come nobody gave a shit? I bet you what, she goes to the store and what, got into an argument or something? And then people are like, oh, she thinks she knows everything. She's better than everybody. No, she's getting raped in the backyard, motherfucker. You didn't do shit. You didn't do a goddamn thing. She has 2 kids now by a rapist because you motherfuckers in the backyard. You know you motherfuckers could... There was cops that showed up. People actually showed up to the damn place. Anne Frank, it took 2 years for America to get into World War II, and then, 2 months too late, she dies. So we showed up 2 years too late, and then 2 months too late. If we would have started, nip that shit in the bud, oh, Hitler's going around fucking people up, nip that shit in the bud. Anne Frank would still be alive today. I think she's been 90-something years old. Frederick Douglass, the exact same thing. He's sitting there growing up in a racist society. These motherfuckers are striking his body. So when he tries to talk to any of these motherfuckers, none of them make any goddamn sense. Well, yeah, you want to be a person. I know. You want to be a full person. You want to be a grown man with citizenship and rights, and you can vote. I know. But you're black, so you can't. Frederick Douglass would have to, take that shit from these dumb, backwards, fucking, racist, Confederate fucking pieces of shit. So could you imagine, caring about one of these motherfuckers and trying to talk to him? There was the, one video where the judge, the mother and father, is like a routine. He's like, oh, gotta go get my belt. And then she's like, you done it now. No, you sit there and you take it like a woman. If you're a true man or woman, you stand up against violence, you stand up against oppression. And especially for your own kids. Chris Rock has a joke. You're supposed to protect your family, you dumb motherfucker. You're supposed to protect your kids. I protect my kids. But you know what? A lot of people aren't protecting their kids. That's why he has to say that. Because a lot of people aren't protecting their kids. So I think it's progress. At least he's acknowledging that you're supposed to protect your wife and family and kids. When I go off for college, I asked, Lucy dropped me off at Barbara. Barbara's hitting my body. Her and Kathy made sure that they defended, child abuse against my body. And Rosie, she dropped me off at Rosie's house. And while me and Joey sitting there picking beans, you got some shotgun blast coming out of the house. So my mother's dropping me off at, her sister's house, and I'm getting shot at. I'm just like, 6, 7, 5, something very young. Innocently, sweetly picking beans. Got dropped off at the house, and I'm picking beans. I'm doing what, my aunt told me to do. Only so I'm getting shot at. Dropped off in my grandmother's house, Barbara Williams' house, and she just starts hitting me for no reason. They didn't give a shit. I heard them laughing when they dropped me off. And then made sure that piece of shit was in my life the entire time. No, that was an act of child abuse. There was no justice. It wasn't fair. There was no virtues whatsoever. It wasn't good. It wasn't loving. It wasn't kind. It wasn't peace. There was no security. What the fuck is this shit? I think a part of it is they're just so damn scared. They've had their, losses, but it's like they want to beat a person. You're going to love me whether you like it or not. I loved you dearly before you hit me. Now I still love you, but now I have to not love you. You can't do that to me, and you can't do that to anybody I love. You can't treat me like that. So yeah, I don't understand why child abusers have the kids, maybe in the beginning they thought it'd been fun or interesting or some shit, and then just realized how tough and difficult it was. But when I think about what could be the purpose, they didn't have me to just watch a person grow up and, tackle the world. I mean, I think I'd just be fucking amazed watching my, son or daughter just grow up. Like, God, you was like a little baby who couldn't do shit. Then you started talking and walking, and then you started, going to school and being competent and getting a lot of shit done. That would be amazing. But I don't think that's not the reason my abusers had me. I think they had me because they were scared, insecure. They liked fucking. They had some kids. Oh shit, now here's some kids. We don't know what to fucking do. Well, daddy beat the fuck out of me. Well, my stepdad beat me. Well, let's just keep doing that. Let's not think about it. Barbara's the one that also said do circumcision. So that's fucking fantastic. Barbara Williams has always just been a terrible fucking energy in my life. Just an evil, wicked piece of shit. Basically, I'm not lording over her, telling her to do this, do that, do this, do that. She don't know how to fucking interact with me. When she would cut my hair, she'd push my ear all the way to my fucking face. And I'm screaming inside, this is painful, this is uncomfortable. But I don't say nothing, because I'm not allowed to. This is a child abuser, and she is a violent, wicked piece of shit. I have to take whatever violence and bullshit she puts on me. Because I'm, the child of Kevin and Lucy, so they need to drop me off to Barbara so she can hit me, drop me off to Kathy, let Kathy twist my arm. They both were there. Hey, she's allowed to twist your arm. I didn't want her to do that. I said, hey, don't do that. And she goes, I'm sorry. And I said, sorry doesn't help. And she runs out crying. And they said, how dare you make her cry? I stood up for myself. I have a right to defend myself. Oh, not in this house, you don't, you piece of shit. You're fucking nothing. You're nobody. We shove spam. We shove dog shit down your fucking throat. We make you do the trash. We make you do the fucking Kool-Aid and shit. You're a slave. There's a little freckle-faced kid in Warsaw, Kentucky that would make coffee for his mother every morning. And then one day, he, fell in a river and drowned. I wonder if his mother gave a shit. You made him a fucking bitch-ass slave to get your fucking coffee? Is that why you had a child, just to get your fucking coffee like he's a bitch-ass slave? And they're racist. Barbara's a racist through and through. They had a Confederate flag right in the middle of their fucking gym. And they'll say racist shit. How come black people don't want to be our friends? I've heard Lucy say, you stood next to Barbara Williams. Barbara Williams was an unmitigated racist. Lucy never spoke up against the child abuse. She never spoke up against the cruelty or the meanness or the racism. She stood next to Barbara Williams like she was a person who deserved to have protection and validation, who deserved to have a witness. She was a witness for a racist life, and she never spoke up against any of the evil or the wickedness. It's almost like Barbara figured out you just got to treat this piece of shit like a piece of shit because she thinks she deserves it. Treat her like a piece of shit, control her, manipulate her, and I fucked up because I respected her and talked to her like a person, and, she can't respect that. I guess it doesn't look strong, right? If you're being a crazy, violent man, do this, do that, well, that looks strong. But if a person is like, what if violence is not the answer? What if might isn't right? What if we have natural rights? What if God said that we were people before? What if our natural rights existed before our civil rights exist? If God's law exists before man's law, well, yeah, you can't go around hurting people. The golden rule is logical. It says not don't be bad, but be good. But that's ideal. So let's scale back a bit. Let's just don't be bad. Yeah, no, don't be bad. Exactly. All that cruel shit that you motherfuckers did to me as a kid, I'm not going to do that to you all. But you can't do that to me ever again. You can't ever do that shit to me ever again. Don't rape, don't hit, don't murder, don't steal, don't abuse, don't arson, don't kidnap. I like to think we can agree on the big things, but so far we have not been able to agree on the big things at all. I live in a society that, killed a bunch of Iraq people. Cops have a license to kill, killing people left and right. People are getting killed left and right, and the murderers are going free. Yeah, no, y'all don't have morals. You don't know right from wrong. If Ukraine was getting their ass kicked, if they were being raped for the last 20 fucking years, and then they said, hey, it's our time to get out. It's time for us to get free. I think you white motherfuckers are cruel motherfuckers. I don't think you know right from wrong. What's the goddamn endeavor? You'll invade Iraq to steal their oil, but you won't invade Ukraine to save their people. No. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You're the kinds of people that ignored injustice. Major injustice, major cruelty. Because, not only I can point out to my abusers, but, goddamn. My aunt, my grandmother. They're all related to me, but I'm just wondering, nobody in society, not a single person. If I could just think of, I already come up with several examples, but Barbara, so they dropped me off at Barbara's house, and I think she's Granny Beulah Rupert, who was a sweetheart. She was kind. She was nice and loving. Beulah Rupert was actually kind, and Barbara Williams was a terrorist. She was a mean motherfucker. She abused the fuck out of me, and I stayed scared of her up until, she died. First time I met her, she's beating the shit out of my body. And why? Because I'm a hellraiser? Because I'm going around? Because I try to hurt her? Did I try to steal something? Did I try to kick her? Did I try to, No. Because I thought she was Granny. The toys were underneath the coffee table, so I'm under the coffee table, looking for some toys. But she didn't give a shit and started hitting my body. Later on, she had a toy, a closet full of toys or whatever. So I guess she evolved and learned, but I had nobody to talk to. I think that's bullshit. If what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So Barbara come into my house, right? And she started going through my cabinets because she wanted a drink of water, right? So she thought that because, she went to my brother's house and she could just help herself to a drink of water, she could do it at my place. But I lose my fucking shit and I just hold her upside down. I'm fucking hitting the shit out of her and I throw her on the fucking couch. Nah, fuck you. You don't fucking matter. Your body doesn't matter. You're a piece of shit. You did the horrible crime of reaching into the goddamn cabinet, you pile of shit. No, you reached into the fucking cabinet. What the fuck is your fucking problem? You reached into the fucking cabinet, I get to beat the shit out of you. And if you're like, I don't like that. Yeah, you did. You loved it. You didn't tell me that it was wrong. You didn't say I deserve better. You didn't speak up for me. You didn't do anything about it whatsoever. And this is my own goddamn mother. If I can't even get my own goddamn mother to give a shit a tiny bit, how the fuck, I shouldn't expect anything from you, but that's the thing is that I don't expect anything from you, Will. I expect you to continue not to give a shit. So that's terrible. What the fuck? And then, the other part is, I feel like if I told you motherfuckers that when I was younger, they would just take pumpkins and, shoving them up my ass. They would just take, instead of like saying, God, you didn't deserve that. That's bullshit. You would say, well, that's the way it is. And so the insult just stays there forever. In perpetuity. Oh, you was a victim, so we're going to victimize you forever? That's fucking terrible. Oh, they shove pumpkins up your ass? Well, we're going to shove pumpkins up your ass if you don't fucking get in line. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that is what you fuckers do. You guys are fucking terrible fucking people. You'll meet these people who's committed a million crimes and you'll fucking validate their entire lives. And then I'll say, hey, someone shoved pumpkins up my ass, and you'll say, did you like it? I hate living in a world where when I reach out to people, immediately they fuck me over. So I'm thinking, when I read the Ten Commandments and immediately said, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not murder, it made sense. I just adopted it. But y'all can't adopt, don't shove fucking pumpkins up a child's ass. You can't adopt that as a fucking rule. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not shove pumpkins up children's asses. That's a tough one for you motherfuckers. It has been. I'll tell you, America, you guys suck. You guys are terrible. You're terrible fucking people. You're terrible fucking people. You're terrible, terrible fucking people. So, part of it, I've been around some bullshit. But if I was to come across, even if I didn't go through the bullshit, if I come across Frederick Douglass, if I came across Jaycee Dugard got raped in the backyard for, I think 10 to 20 something years. She got kidnapped when she was young. And then, the guy has a wife, and the wife is, going along with every fucking thing he does. And he's got, one family in the house, and then he's got his, other family in the fucking backyard. She had like a little cat or something, and it wound up being left out in the cold and wound up freezing to fucking death and shit, and just terrible. It was an awful fucking existence. But that's Anne Frank, it's Frederick Douglass. That's American history. It's Frederick Douglass, is it not? And, the new ideas, new scientific truth doesn't win out because you convince your opponents. New scientific truths win out because your opponents die out. And then a new generation grows up believing in the new scientific truths. I mean, once you point out gravity, what goes up must come down. You're going to pretend that's not a concept. You're going to pretend that gravity doesn't exist. So, yeah, I might not be able to convince my opponents. And like I said, and because I've had this journey, I've also been living in poor areas. And when you live in poor areas, you have to deal with more bullshit. The cops didn't give a shit, when I was a child. As a person living in a poor neighborhood, they don't give a shit about me in a poor neighborhood either. And I'm supposed to pretend what? Well, you're a white man and you got all the privileges. Middle-class white men have privileges. I've had all the same problems you motherfuckers have had, only you motherfuckers can't give a shit. My whole life. My whole fucking life. 40 fucking years. 40 goddamn years. I don't want y'all murdering, raping, stealing. And you might say, well, clearly that's wrong. No, it's not. That is not clear. That is not clear to me at all. What's very clear is that you'll ignore those crimes. You're either too weak to stand up, or you're the one perpetuating them. What you're not doing is you're not being an anti-fascist. What you're not doing is you're not standing up to criminal Nazis. You're not standing up to evil. You're not standing up to wickedness. You're not embracing goodness. You have no virtues. They're, dropping me off at Sunday school so that way they'll, I'll obey, honor thy father and thy mother. But they're teaching me a whole bunch of shit. And guess what? I'm listening to the people that's teaching me shit. Thou shalt not murder, motherfuckers. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not kidnap. Thou shalt not arson. Thou shalt not abuse. Thou shalt not stab. Thou shalt not drag. These are the big things. I'd like to think we can agree on the big. There's many reasons why we should be able to agree on the big things. Because if we can't even agree on the big things, then that means you'll say, well, that guy was jaywalking, so let's fuck that guy over. But that guy who's a total criminal, but what? You call him judge? We call him judge, so he's allowed to be criminal. But that guy jaywalked. Rule of law says what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I like to live in a society where we all agree, don't murder, don't rape, don't steal, don't attack people, don't abuse, don't bear false witness against others, don't kidnap, don't arson, don't torture, don't enslave. My child abusers, that's what they wanted. Abuse my body and enslave my body. That's it.